Oh, Gemini, my best friends club, how are you? So happy to sit with you and join you on this journey. Oh man, July is quite the trip. I'm coming to realize as I look through the energies and as I work through each sign. Um, it's it's a pivotal month because we're coming into eclipse season, and it's an interesting time for gems in general. Cancer season always will be. Your neighboring sign, your second house of value and worth and the things that you value in this life, in this physical world, brings up a lot. It brings up a lot. It brings up a lot of thoughts. And there are these eclipses going on. At the end of the month, your ruling planet is going retrograde in your third house in Leo. And so the note that came up for me is that it doesn't matter what anybody external to you thinks of you. What you're going to want to be referencing and going back to time and again this month is your own center point and making sure that you're connected in with that. Because there's so much going on around you. Lots of commitment going on around you. Those cards just popped out. There's a lot of energy going on around you. And it can be very tempting to want to get plugged into, wow, gems. To get plugged into what the external opinion of what you've accomplished and what you've done, and let that run away with you and get you kind of riled up and worked up and kind of a little bit overtaxed. So this month, with everything that's going on, this is a very good month to consistently, every day, check in with your center point. And remember that your value and your center point, your self-valuing, is going to be crucial in not letting all this external manifestation energy shifting going on affect you. So we have a Cancer new moon on the 13th, and this is the beginning of eclipse season here. And this is a partial solar eclipse. We're not really going to see it. And it's in your second house of value and how you value yourself and how you value your journey and what you have around you. So this is one of these key check-in points where it's really about making sure you know that your opinion of yourself is the most important. When you have such a sharp, fast mind as yours, one thing that does happen a lot is it's easy to write stories very quickly. We've talked about this before. You have such an ability to create and craft story, memory, ideas that it can be such a great tool in manifesting and creating and engaging, and it can also be your greatest enemy. So with so much going on around you, because I see a lot of high intensity energy around you, your ruling planet is doing all sorts of interesting things in July, moving around, talking to different planets. Jupiter's going direct in your sixth house of how you take care of yourself. And then at the end of the month, the big ticket item for the month, I keep saying this, but it's so true, is the Aquarius full moon. It's a total lunar eclipse that the southern hemisphere will see, and that's in your ninth house of your expansive vision. When you have eclipses like this, they close out cycles, big major cycles. They take us into that energy and have us check in with it. And so by the end of this month, one thing you're going to be noticing is that you are reassessing your bigger vision and you are reassessing what that looks like. And I think that's why I keep saying it's so important for you to just have a quiet, calm center point for how you are valuing yourself and how you move forward, because you don't want to get to that full moon and be assessing your big forward motion, world travel, world domination energy from a place of worrying about how other people are going to receive it, because then you'll get all muddled. And so we want to make sure that you, gems, are really taking care of yourself and taking care of your heart and taking care of that wonderful, bubbly, warm, wonderful energy, so that when you are opening up these new doors, you know that it's coming from a place of this knowing. So the cards are kind of amazing, gems. I'm very happy for you. The Gem Sagittarius axis is doing pretty well, considering that, Cancer season is an interesting time for air and fire energies. But as we lead into Leo season that starts on July 22nd, we have that opening of much more symbiotic energy for you. But we'll talk through all of this. Okay, so the first 4 cards we're going to look at here today have everything to do with the energy leading up and into and through the new moon. So that first half of the month, and look what we have, you all. The Hierophant, Temperance, 10 of Cups, Knight of Cups. This is very romantic energy. Uranus and Taurus, 12th house for my gems out there. That's where the electrical surprise energy of Uranus is, and it's in Taurus, which Hierophant represented here. That's starting to shock, it's starting to work with you behind the scenes. That's what's cool about having something like that in your 12th house. 12th house energy is like, it's, a lot of times it's like hidden components coming in to help you and guide you along the way. And so it can be really illuminating. You can get a lot done with this energy backing you. Now, the Hierophant and Temperance are also about commitments. And there are 2 very different energies, because the Hierophant is about the grounded, traditional commitment to what you're doing in the world and how you're going about that. It's much more about doing things by the book, which I don't necessarily think of gems that way necessarily, but that energy is showing up here. There being some kind of project, event, experience that is a lot more about being by the book and being consistent with that. But on the other hand, we have Temperance here. Now, Temperance is, to me, one of the great spiritual alchemist energies. This is your opposite sign of Sagittarius. And even more than that, it's about taking something apart, purifying, and putting it back together. This new moon is going to highlight where you are overvaluing other people's opinions of you, or where you think you aren't doing enough to keep the on-the-ground motion going in a healthy way. Also, though, these are just about partnership. Committing to somebody, committing to a project, committing to a new path, and really putting your foot on it and saying, yes, that's where I'm going. There's a boldness to this energy, I have to say. And admittedly, Mars is retrograde all month, but Mercury is direct. The first half of the month especially, we're getting into pre-shadow phase. There's a little bit of that, but if you have something you need to get done, especially as your ruling planet, the earlier part of the month is going to be your best bet. So along with this commitment energy, this putting your foot on a new exciting path, we have romance. I mean, you can't read these any other way. So I know, some of you are already in committed relationships, or you're really focused on work. I get that. But, no matter what your stage here in life, there's always room for the beauty and the richness of romance. And here it is. Long-term commitments are showing up, my Geminis, and some really big romantic gestures. I know some of you are definitely involved with water signs. A lot of water sign energy here, though some of you maybe, that Sagittarian energy is pretty strong. So is the Taurus energy. The key with this is peace, though. These are peaceful interactions. These are peaceful connections. This is not about turmoil or drama or confusion. It's very clear. Romance, flowers, poetry, offerings of love. And what's interesting about it, and what's coming up for me as I'm talking to you all about that, is that it's up to you to receive it. And to receive that bounty of love. Because it's a lot, actually. With your more carefree, wanting to kind of experience all the different possibilities energy, when you have this kind of very sincere, directed energy that is like, do you want to put a foot on the path with me? Do you want to get into this project? Do you want to just go for this? It can be hard for you guys to say, yeah, let's just do this one thing. You want to kind of keep parsing through it. And the simplicity of this energy is, once again, it's that whole, when you have your center point, you want to step on this path. It's very supportive, you all. It's very supportive energy. Now, as we lead into the second half of the month, this is where things get interesting. We have we have a lot of energy around you, and we have a lot of territory that needs to be figured out. Seven of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and Strength. They're all actually fantastic cards. Once again, there's a lot of strong energy behind you, a lot of determined energy behind you. So I don't know, maybe you are feeling determined. Maybe you are feeling like you have something to prove. But there's the thing, right? Seven of Wands means you are on your way. You are in the midst of really pushing forward into something. And the second half of this month is this just powerful dynamic of shift and change and pieces, and maybe you're stepping into a higher role. Now, the thing with the Seven of Wands showing up here is it's attempting to value how people are valuing you over how you're valuing yourself. I don't know why that message keeps coming up for gems this month, but it's like you guys love to be the entertainers, you love to be in there, you love to be moving and doing, and I think there is a little bit of that addiction to the positive affirmation from exterior. But there's the potential to get a little lost in that because there's something else deeper going on here. If you have all this commitment energy and you have all this energy of like you have the option to start very much committing to something very long term, very personal to you and your mission in the world, you really, want to be doing that from this center point of yourself. And that's where these queens come in. Now, yes, you could be having some earth and water energy around you. You could have some Virgo, Pisces energy around you, or even, some Scorpio, Taurus energy around you. Once again, that Taurus energy. You could be having that. And that's interesting with air energy because it's these are different modalities. But the thing with these two queens, and they've been showing up a lot this month for July, is that they understand their value. They understand their physical value, their worth, and they also understand their psychic value. They also understand where they have, where their quiet, unseen doings are so valuable. Now, these are master manifestors. And what I'm saying for everybody this month, especially with you guys moving from second to third house energy and with your ruling planet doing some interesting things, the windows between these eclipses are extremely important for clear manifestation goals. What you speak today is in evidence tomorrow. What you speak this month is in evidence 2 or 3 months down the line. And that is what I'm seeing here. Be very impeccable with what you say the second half of this month. You don't always have to be right. You don't always have to let everybody know where you are with it. This is not so communicative. This is much quieter and internal. There's a calling here for you to save your words for when it really matters. The final card here is Strength. Some of you, I think, definitely have a Leo in your life, or a few Leos. Leo energy is strong. Sagittarian energy is strong. This makes sense for gems. These are your people to some extent. Strength, Leo season is going to be profound for you. In fact, I'm going to pull one more card for Leo season because with Strength showing up like that, it tells me that Leo season is an important timing factor, right? Wow, 5 of Cups came up. There's that shedding that's been going on. Eclipses just bring this up. Eclipses are very effective at bringing up anything we need to mourn, release, and just let it go. If you want to keep moving forward with all this great commitment, focused energy of you tackling some new projects and really putting your foot on a path, you're going to have to let any mourning that comes up be what it is. That Mercury retrograde, once again, having that happen near the end of the month, and then August will be that for you. It's a time to check in with where you have those old narratives, where you are limiting yourself, where you're getting stuck. Because all these invitations are going to highlight where you feel resistance. All those invitations are going to highlight where you feel nervous. So you want to just be cognizant of that. Now, I want to pull an overarching card from my Cosmic Tarot for gems this month because it's really interesting. You guys have a lot of fantastic energy. I mean, it's all so good. It's so interesting to have the Five of Cups show up at the end there. Some kind of loss of maybe an old sense of self. You know, if you're sitting in the quiet, listening in, and you're doing things based on that intuitive strength and that voice, some surprising things can come out of that. And surprise always happens. Oh, Prince of Wands. There's that Leo energy again. I think some of you are really deeply involved with one. Yeah, Leo energy is strong. Fire energy is strong for gems at the end of the month. And that is all about passion and heart. It's all about trusting timing, and it's all about trusting your center point. You have all the potential in the world this month to have an amazing time, to get much more deeply committed in your relationships, to share your heart, to share your process, to feel loved and to feel held. And the good stuff is going to be in the quiet moments this month. It's not going to be improving yourself to the exterior world whatsoever. It's not going to be putting on a show for other people. A lot of your progress and a lot of your manifestations are going to be under the surface. They're going to be hidden. And that might be interesting for gems when you're feeling ready to share and do and move and stuff. But I think there's a check-in point here. This month is a lot of check-in points every week, every day, truly. I'm going to leave it at that. There's a simplicity to your energy as far as what I'm seeing coming in that I love, but there's a depth, there's a quietness that I almost can't see from here. It's like you guys are hiding yourselves a little bit. I'm not sure why. You're hiding some deeper process that really is for nobody else's eyes. Not even your closest friends. So I hope you guys have a beautiful July. Come join me on Instagram at the SARAHTAROT. I would love to see you over there. We have so much fun. I'm sitting here with PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. She's still giving you that 15% off, so enjoy. And I'm sitting here with also Jill Sand's gorgeous artwork. She is doing prints, so for those of you who are interested in the Gemini print, I believe she has those. So check out our website and you can get those and look at this amazing piece of art. Enjoy Cancer season. Ride the wave. Trust yourself. This good stuff is here, man. The commitment is strong. The commitment is strong. I love you all so much. I will see you in August.